Number 9. That was a winded answer.
Would there ever be women? And
Oh.
Would there ever be a women's division?
It's not the question. Before you say, it's not the question that we're laughing at. It's our answers that we're about to give to this question that we're laughing at. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, the question is, because I cut him off. Will there ever be a women's division in DCW?
All right. Let's talk about the WWE Divas. Damn, them bitches fine. But you know what? They couldn't wrestle out of my bed. So like, the women we once had in DCW, we booked one main event at a pay-per-view, and
mind you, before he tells the story, the pay-per-view is not shown because of how shitty the wrestling quality in this match was. So.
Yes, it was 24 minutes at least. Women bouncing around.
Woman bouncing around. Woman. One was phenomenal.
One was
One
phenomenal.
wasn't.
One wasn't, yeah. Oh, okay, so I had to train some girl, Serena, and she was talented, I would suppose, because she told me she had a background in MMA, she did some karate or whatever martial arts she was trained in.
Hey, that's what I said.
So I developed a train with her, and her martial arts background didn't show itself. It didn't reveal anything at all. I would do my kick because I'm martial arts, karate, black dragon, black butt sex, you know, all that shit with your women and bitches. But she was not.
She was some shit.
I'm not trying to be blunt.
This is a shoot.
I use swords. Alright, so she was some shit.
Oh, I get it.
So, okay, she didn't prove to be what, she was just sad. She didn't live up to expectations. Taught her an arm bar, she did something else. Taught her a kick, she kicked something else. Alright, but then the other girl that was trained by...
Amanda. I trained Amanda. Now,
you have long hair.
It's nothing towards Kaiba's training skills. You can't train those who have no talent. Yeah, no skill. I trained Amanda, and Amanda, the biggest leader mark that you will find on the planet.
Yeah.
Huge leader mark. Mm-hmm. First thing she wanted to know, I want to learn how to do a hurricane so I can be leader. Her first time hitting the head scissors takedown. Perfect. Perfection.
I was there when I saw it, and man, was I like, has she done this shit before?
No wrestling background, no athletic background. Hit this Rana perfectly, 100%. Even so much where I got to teach her a different, like another type of Rana. And I kept teaching her different types of Ranas and stuff. And she got it perfectly every time. She got down a few other moves, like a ridiculous move, like a move that I made up in my head. And she got it down perfect after a few tries. So the match comes down. And it's me and Amanda versus Jay Styler Jones and Talisma Fukai, a.k.a. Serena. Not only am I embarrassed to be a part of the match, I'm embarrassed to have won the match and won a title in that match.
Talisma, she destroyed every spot, and she ruined a lot of it actually because her emotions didn't show right. She had like a big smile the entire time. And
she was trying to portray a heel that she wasn't.
Yes. She didn't know what she was doing at all. I think she was sensitive to most things, and she like botched nearly everything.
I remember she used one move, and she used one move well. I think I saw that backbreaker somewhere around 83 to 84 times. Every time Amanda tries to mount some offense, which is funny, because we're the heels. Me and Amanda are the heels in this situation, and so, you know, the heels in any type, the heel dominates, the face gets some, you know. So it was the opposite. Like, she was playing heel and Amanda was playing face because every time Amanda tried to get some offense in, she would cut off with a backbreaker. Like 2 shots and then cut off with a backbreaker.
Basic, simple one. Oh my god.
And then, like, she would stall for like 5 seconds and try to taunt because she saw some imaginary spirit bar a la WWE No Mercy, or WWF No Mercy. And she saw the spirit bar, she would taunt, and she would see the spirit bar go like this and it turned red for a while. Mm-hmm. Then she got a special, but she didn't flick the C-stick and never really got to use that special. The finish of the match was it was justified to me. I got to give her a rolling elbow. I didn't hit her, but
It was a pathetic.
It was. I wanted to hit her as bad as my frustrations were at that match. I wanted to just elbow the shit out of her.
What made it worse was that I even did a run-in, and I did a run-in with DJ, Riku, whatever.
Shitty ass Riku.
So me and him did a run-in in the match.
Butt hurt ass, gut face ass, Creole ass, mad as shit because I got on the GBYW with top 25 and he didn't ass. Gut faced ass, mad as shit faced ass. I live before it's hot and I'm good because I had to wrestle in Baltimore where I'm still a third-rate person in a better promotion than I'll ever be face ass.
Hey, he's got a hardcore title, man.
Oh, he got the hardcore. You know who else had the hardcore title? Crash Holly, and he's dead.
Damn! I took a picture of my reaction.
Alright.
So, sadly, no, because the expectation for women in wrestling in general is not really high. We know there's women that's athletic. We have respect for all the women in the world that can really wrestle their asses off. Sarah Del Rey. I have an infatuation. Well, he actually has an infatuation with Thunder Thighs.
Oh my god, her thighs. Her thighs are like elephant trunks. Oh my god. For her to give me a head scissors takedown, I would shit myself. If she put me out for a pile driver, I don't know what I would do. I'd sell you into slavery to get pile driven myself right now, right?
So, as I'm going to the plantation, we're gonna go to the next question.
No. I want to explain this. Will there ever be a women's? Because we didn't answer the question. Will there ever be a women's division in DCW? Before I give this answer, I want you to hear the entire answer out. No, there will not be a women's division in DCW. Hear me out.
Sorry, ladies, we love you. We really, really love you.
And this is part of the answer. I personally adore women's wrestling.
Yeah, me too.
My favorite matches on PWG matches are Candice LeRae matches versus Joey Ryan. That said, women, it's a man's world in wrestling. Hear me out. It's a man's world in wrestling. However, there are some women who can hang one-on-one tag team with male wrestlers. So why segregate female women wrestling with male women wrestling when you could just combine the two? Why have a separate women's division when there are women who can hang toe-to-toe with male wrestlers? Amanda, yeah. She can hang toe-to-toe with us. Why segregate her and put her in her own division when she's clearly going to be the best wrestler in that division? When she can learn everything she can learn by wrestling guys.
Yeah, integrate.
She can learn big man, small man tactics. She can learn strong style. She can learn strong wrestling. Wrestling guys. Why segregate her to wrestle women when she could be wrestling us? Why segregate the divisions?
Yes, because all I want from women's wrestling is breastling. It's your titties touching other titties with those titties in a freaking 6-way match. And I'm going to call it the best match ever between Maurice, and Melina. That's the greatest match ever to me. Next question.
You know, I don't find Maurice to be the sexiest diva on our roster.
I love French Canadians.
Question 10. Whose bright idea was it to give Neos the championship belt? Was it to get children under 7 and below to like DCW?
Yo, Neos is like the first guy to come out with... I've never seen this before, but Neos came out with a Disney t-shirt. If that doesn't say children marketable...
Not even that. He wrestles in pink and purple socks.
He on face paint.
That's my man, 150 million gang.
Hell yeah.
Wrestles in a Disney shirt, pink and purple girl socks. And when you go in the socks, you're like, hey man, what's wrong with my socks? What's wrong with my socks? You going to my socks? No, son, you got it. You gotta hear his, man, Neos is like all around. An amazing person to work with, an amazing person to have backstage, an amazing person, period.
I would go outside, we go to the bar, we'll get a cup of hot milk and we can just have it up, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Fuck you. No. The idea was the converse idea of what happened with Marcus Aries. If we give Neos the championship belt, he would get better in wrestling. And we did. And he did. You want your case in point? Go back to the best tournament we've ever had. H3T211 happened on 1/11/11. January 11th, 2011. Amazing date.
Amazing milestone for DCW, setting the standard for how we
The
approach
fucking
things.
40-degree weather, rainy. It rained most of the day. It rained during the tournament. Wrestling at like 8 o'clock at night, having a one-day tournament.
Mm-hmm.
The best wrestling we've ever put out. Case in point, go watch the first round match.
First round.
First round match, second match on the card. Matt Canyon versus Neos. No rules for the DCW Championship. Shit you not. It is a DCW, my personal favorite wrestling match in the history of this company. Two out of my top 3 involve Matt Canyon.
Classic match.
Classic match.
For DCW.
The finish will blow your mind.
Mm-hmm.
The abuse, Neil took Paul Lennon like level abuse. Just got fucked up. And the finish you better put on a helmet. That way it doesn't make a mess when that finish blows your mind, okay?
Yo, that match.
He shits on gravity.
It fucks your bitches.
You better, when you see that video, thank Base God that he don't fuck your bitches. Cause that's how the video is. You see, thank you, Base God. I wake up in the morning, thanks Base God for not fucking my bitches. I mean, it was just like wrestling 101. The greatest match I've ever seen
For DCW.
The second, in my opinion, Matt Canyon versus Sonic Jr. Champion versus champion. But I'll get to that later. We done with that?
Yep.
Question 11. Run on Senate so you can guess who's sitting in. Why is the booking from summer of last year to summer of this year off in some way? Did anything happen for you to have it like this? Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Do you want to know who was booking summer of last year? Gutface ass, Creole ass, mad that I was on the GBYW in top 25 and he wasn't as regardless. He was doing the booking. And so Gutface ass, Riku Harless, did the booking for summer last year, summer this year. As you can see, there was no flash, though.
It's okay. There's no
Okay. Summer of this year. P.S. If you can hear this, this is MVP's new song. It's broken, I know. Riku did the booking, and it was a Dragon Gate ripoff where everybody was in a stable, and nobody could really break out and shine. The only 2 people that broke out and shine were me and him. And that was by his design. He likes to put it in me that I like to give myself championships. Let's run through the championships that I've won. DCW Heavyweight Championship, the first, HCT2-1. I didn't give myself that belt. It was decided by Riku, Mike Stewie, Zigbar Adams, Gutface because he couldn't make it in DCW, and Rink Awesome because they didn't want to see Ice Cold Jordan, who in my opinion is the most improved wrestler in the history of this company. They didn't want to see him as champion, so they said give it to me. My second championship reign was in that abysmal championship match. We did that because Jay Stellar Jones was going back to school. My third DCW championship reign, we did it to get the belt off of leaving Marcus Aries, then to vacate it. Why not vacate it with Marcus Aries? So we don't have to hear any shitty ass thing after that talking about, well, we vacated the belt during me, I'm leaving. Well, you left anyway. As for every other championship match, 24/7 meaningless belt that I got and dropped a week later.
A day later.
Yeah. HWK belts, which really don't mean anything. DCW belt, which was dropped a day later. What else did I win? Internet Championship, which was stripped of me by Riku, and then won that very taping by Riku. I don't think I won the Internet Championship after that.
No.
I think that's it. I think that's the list of all the championships that I've won. And those four 24/7 championships came on the same day, and it was on the day that we were just fucking around, where everybody won that belt. So, I think if you take my title reigns and put them together, I don't span 3 months. However, when my job as a booker is to make talent like this gentleman and Sonic Jr. and Matt Canyon and Neos and Ice Cold Jordan to make talent, to put talent out there, personally, I think I've done a pretty good fucking job of that. Whereas Riku, if you looked at DCW, it was really just a 3-man show. It was me, Riku, and Kaiba, where Scorpio Skellington just happened to break the glass ceiling on his own by coming up with his own gimmick and own storyline, and then coming out with a mask on top of that.
Yep. There's anyone more dedicated? Scorpio Skellington.
Scorpio Skellington made his own gimmick, got the mask, got everything that he needed to do. Trained every day, relentlessly, in the cold, in the snow, on the whole floor, to get better, and he did. And so from the booking of last year to this year, if there's one biggest change, it's the fact that at least last year we had people who wanted to wrestle and had that drive to wrestle wherever, whenever. They were wrestling for wrestling and not wrestling for championships. Whereas this summer we're getting over the loss of 2 people who are wrestling for championships, and not everybody can wrestle. And that's the biggest problem, is that not everybody's wrestling. We had a roster last year where people, could wrestle.
Just wrestle.
366 days a year, 8 days a week. They were this company, and so now we don't have that. I would personally like to wrestle as much as I could, but I can't now. I'm done with the company essentially. And so from this year to last year, the biggest issue was that we can't book if we don't know who's going to be showing up on a consistent basis. I'm not the type of booker that's going to force somebody